one small story before I finish. This was many, many years ago. And I think I was just going through a time where my meditation practice was not as deep as I wanted it to be, not as long. I was busy. I just didn't have time. I think I was going through some situation at work. And I tend to do this a lot. I'm somewhat of a planner, and I think ahead, and I like to set my life up for experiences I want and things I want to do. And I had thought of this one particular day. I'd looked at my calendar, and I had nothing that morning, and I had determined that that was going to be the day when I was going to meditate longer. And I had imagined this to be my reset, to come out of the phase, whatever that was. And just as you would expect where the story is going, that morning, I received a call from my friend, very early morning, like 5 or 6 a.m. That's not when I generally wake up. And I had to take this friend of mine to the ER. He was having an issue. And I went. I had not been to the ER much at that time. Now I have. And so I didn't quite know what was going to happen, whether I needed to wait. They said I could leave, but I just wasn't sure. I thought I should just stay, and he was waiting. And then he went in, and then I was just sitting there for 3 hours. I didn't know if he had the phone, who else he would call. I just thought maybe I should just be here, sitting there. And then I was getting bored, I was getting hungry, I was getting upset at the fact that I was not meditating. And then wherever it was, in El Camino Hospital, wherever I went, and I went somewhere, I got pastries and coffee. That's what I remember very clearly, because I was very hungry, and I felt so bad. My energy sort of dropped to the lowest point when I just stuffed myself with sugar. And anyway, one thing after another, I don't know, it was like almost noon or afternoon by the time I got back home. And throughout this time, I was also telling myself, I'm not going to let this defeat me. As soon as I get home, I'm going to sit in meditation. And that's what I was telling myself. But, no matter what that mind voice was telling me, I came back home. I did not have any energy, no matter high, low, whatever. I just crashed on my bed, and I woke up at 4 p.m. or whenever it was. And I have to say, I was a little crummy. I was not too excited or happy about the whole thing. It was very silly because there was no other plan, nothing else in my life except the ones I had imagined. And, I was just walking around my own apartment, and there was this big picture of Master, the Last Smile. And just all of a sudden, it felt like he was sitting there and smiling at me. He was just watching me. And then, that night, it was not even like I was planning to have a long meditation or do anything specific, but I did actually have a wonderful meditation. It was perhaps not all that long, but I actually could feel the reset that I was seeking. I'm sharing this story with you. The point of the story is pretty obvious, which is that every experience comes from God, and oftentimes there is a lot of spiritual expansion in just being able to be in the moment and constantly try to watch what the lesson is, what the experience is. And when we are able to do that, it's quite surprising how much closer we can feel to God and Guru just by being that way. I came this morning and the singers were rehearsing. You're going to hear the song right now, so I thought I'll end with this because there is this beautiful verse in one of Swami's songs. All life seems to leap like a dancer. When gazing, I see only thee. And I've thought about these lines a lot. Those are my favorite lines from that song. I like that song a lot. And when gazing, I see only thee. Life does leap like a dancer. We don't need an explanation for what that means. There's always something happening, something pleasant, something unpleasant. And it is chaotic. It's constant. It never stops. When gazing, I see only thee. I was thinking of what gazing meant. Because it sounds nice. It sounds like a great idea. And this is a thought that came to me when I have meditated on that verse. To gaze at something is not to look at it, but look through it. And that is perhaps one of the easiest ways for us to tune into this idea of always seeing the divine or staying in touch with God's presence through life's experiences. And you can do this right now. You can look through me And then you see the masters in the altar behind. But don't stop there. You can look through those pictures, and there is an essence behind that. And that's exactly what all those verses in the Gita are alluding to. You look at a tree, you look at a mountain, you look at victory, you look at glory, you look at the manliness of men. But what's behind that? What's behind that is the essence of existence itself. What's behind that is life. What's behind that is God alone. So, to be able to gaze at life, even in the midst of it, to be able to gaze through our spiritual eye, it's always an invitation that life is offering to us. And that is, my friends, I think one of the easiest ways to make spiritual progress.